This is Eldorado with the PMA Overwatch League, joined tonight by Steck Monster. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you?
Oh, doing pretty good. Ready to see what the teams have in store for us tonight.
Definitely.
So we already got
Tonight's
our. Go ahead. Sorry.
tonight's matchup between Weeb Nonsense and Marshawn Moon. Two teams both with excuse me, I take that back, but two excellent teams here coming together on our first map, which is
Temple of Anubis.
all right.
We got
So
some.
what are your no, you go ahead.
Sounds
Sorry.
like we just got some interesting map choices for tonight. So we're kind of excited to see how things play out. And
Definitely.
I'm
I'm
I'm kind of excited. We've seen Miles' team or Underuse the News team out here before, and they really like the what's just a second starting Kings Row. Looks like there's a
yes.
miscommunication on.
Or in the casting chat it was misspelled as Kong's Row. I would love to play that map instead. So hopefully we can get this started out.
Yeah, okay, that was my bad. Whenever I was
Always
looking
something
through things
goofy.
earlier, I accidentally picked up um, the wrong message from last week's games.
Are
So
you sure we're live?
it should be. I have a delay on it.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah, it's got a 5 minute delay. So
That's right. 5 minutes is seems longer than we usually go. Is that
uh,
normal?
I thought that they said that that was the standard, but as long as there's a delay on it, it should be fine.
All right, I trust you. You're our trusty cameraman tonight.
They didn't say anything to me last week when I did it, so I'm assuming it's fine. Better to ask forgiveness and permission, I assume. But
It's better to have too big of a delay than too small of
right.
one. Although I trust neither of these teams are the type of people to be stream sniping because that's just not cool. Fortunately, a 5 minute delay will fix that right and good. So our first map on King's Row, rather than Temple of Anubis. What are your thoughts on this map here?
Um, I think this is a very. I personally really like this map, and I think it's going to be something interesting to see. I actually was in the scrim with Marshawn Moon on Monday, and we did this, and so I'm kind of interested to see if things kind of go like it did the other night, or I definitely saw some interesting things coming out from Marshawn Moon. Um, I don't want to say too much, and try to give away what they did. Not that I assume anyone would use that maliciously, but let's see, waiting on underuse the new. I don't know. Do you have any expectations or thoughts, concerns going to this map?
I'm not so sure about expectations here, but definitely if they can. The first point on Kings Row is always a tough nut to crack, but if you can do it quickly, you can definitely let the offense steamroll the defense. It's very difficult to get set back up defensively with this map if you lose the first point quickly.
Yeah.
So hopefully the attacking team, they'll try and go for the quick capture here, just catch the other team off their toes. Otherwise, you can expect a really long and drawn out battle for the first point.
Let's see. Who's attacking first?
Marshawn Moon on the attack first. Leave Nonsense on the defense.
So something that we usually see from that we've seen from underused and news teams in the past is they're really good about having some pretty strong momentum right at the start of the games, and really just pushing right on to that point and taking it and marching it forward. So I think that it's going to be something that Weeb Nonsense is going to have to try and anticipate to a certain point, because if you're not ready for them to just come marching straight on, it can kind of throw you off your game, and you have to try to recover pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Here comes the defense now getting get set up, coming out with the Soldier, Reaper, Roadhog, Orisa, Lucio, and Ana. A very diverse team with a fair bit of range. So definitely one that's able to spread out
Definitely.
and take multiple defensive positions.
On the attacking side, we see the Roadhog, Mercy, Orisa, Moira, Hanzo, and Diva, which I kind of expected either a triple or quad tank from them, to just push. Kind of a beefier team, minus the Hanzo, just so they can march right on. But I think Weeb Nonsense is kind of anticipating that with the Orisa and the Reaper to kind of sit there and take out and maybe counter that triple tank that they're going to be running. Let's see if I can get a good angle on this.
I agree. So let's see what comes out. And they're coming out of the gates right now. And a grenade going right at the main gate, but blocked by a shield put right there.
Reaper trying to go around behind. Looks like he's going to try to get some picks off of the back line.
Navi has already gotten around his... Excuse me, he's on defense.
Yeah.
My bad. Just came flying in from the other direction. The two tanks pushed in for Marshawn Moon. And Underused gets a pick on the Reaper. That's a significant part of their anti-tank play. This could be very dangerous. And gets the other DPS. Navi goes down. Definitely looking at going it forward. Marshawn Moon is they're slowly pushing onto the point and pushing everyone else off.
And there they go.
I think my drum's getting a very well needed pick on the Roadhog. Seem to be able to maintain here.
Yeah, Marshawn Moon's kind of backing off a little bit. He's kind of regrouping himself. But Bogtar is kind of there on the back lines harassing them and takes out Meme. Oh gosh, I don't know how you pronounce the name. Meme Couch? On the Orisa.
Fox getting a very good ult, getting a couple of picks out of it. And now it looks like they may have this point. Underused getting an ult off, cleaning up the last of the stragglers here. And this point will go to Marshawn Moon. They didn't get on the first try, but they got on the second.
In all honesty, though, that's kind of, they kind of backed off a little bit, but they kind of waited for the people that went down to get back, and then they never really let up. They kept a pretty steady pressure on Weeb Nonsense, and it ended up working out for the best for them. Underneath the news switching off to the Bastion, looks like we're going to pirate ship a little bit.
We'll see how this goes. It's always a risky play going with the pirate ship.
Pick off on Uznavi trying to go in behind on the flank.
Banging my drums trying to take out the Hanzo. It gets pushed out. Underused getting kill after kill here. Sarisa gets caught in an open corner.
Yeah, Weeb is trying to play the
barrier
barrier game, but Marshawn Moon just has too much power on their side. With that, Bastion and Orisa both working on taking out the other team's shields and just moving the pirate ship right along.
Fleetwood spending a good amount of time damage boosting Bastion here. And it's just two healers trying to stall this last point. Bastion coming in with an ult, and both healers are down. Here comes an ult from Fox. This is just what they needed to secure this point. Sean Moon takes point 2 in good time. Banging my drum is caught out behind and gets taken down immediately.
Yeah, I think right now Weeb Nonsense is just trying to look for a way to disrupt the pirate ship, because that is one of the strengths of it. Like, once it gets going, it can be kind of hard to disrupt. But if they can just get that disruption, I think that they could retake this and push and get some backwards progress.
Absolutely. Let's see how they can handle this final stretch here. Roadhog ulting manages to break the shield, but gets taken down by Underused. Moira Twigs comes in with an ult here, keeping everyone alive, and
He was looking
two
for
very bad picks. Very dangerous situation here for Weeb Nonsense as hero after hero gets taken out. Comes a Diva ult, takes out Rick. It's absolute carnage here from this Bastion on twice. Bongos lets everyone clean each other up. And And with that, Marshawn Moon takes point 3 and excellent time. Just under 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Let's see what Weeb Nonsense can do on the counterattack. That round was definitely a case of not being able to get it set up defensively.
Oh yeah,
losing a point.
once if you can take that first point pretty well, then if you can keep the pressure on the other team, it's really hard to get situated, especially in the streaks phase. There's not in my opinion, just a really comfortable defending spot. Looks like Weeb Nonsense is going to try for the quad tank, picking up a Orisa, Zarya, Roadhog, Reinhardt, Moira, and Lucio. So looks like they're predicting a lot of damage coming out from Marshawn Moon. Marshawn Moon defending with the McCree, Mercy, Orisa, Zenyatta, Hanzo again, and a Diva. So not too far off from their previous set.
It's interesting to see the quadruple tank. Not a common meta at all.
It's becoming.
They did it last. I think they did it last week, and I don't remember. It didn't seem to be too effective.
I think that Marshawn Moon has had a lot of success with this. Underused and News team actually used it towards the end of last season for the PMA Overwatch League. And so, I feel like sometimes here in our Overwatch League, we kind of have our own little metas. Like we had a Bastion meta for a little bit in the beginning of Season 2. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. People are trying it out, and, it might not be what's going on in competitive, but it works sometimes if you know how to play it.
Leave Nonsense going upstairs into the theater here, trying to get everyone shuffled along up the stairs. Diva gets caught out and gets some mech taken away, along with Baby Diva going down with. Big pick coming in right immediately. Both the tanks coming in from underneath. So no one's shooting at anyone at all.
Zarya working to take out the Hanzo.
Hog tries to hook Hanzo, but he manages to fall down a ledge just in time. They move on to the point. Toaster Oven goes down to mean fact. Redburner takes out Narisa though. Here comes Fox with an ult. He takes out 2. Underused takes out Zarya, and it looks like they're able to hold on right now. While we're struggling to get back and is not able to.
They're gonna be coming for Usnavi now. He kind of had a great position there for a little while. No one's really doing anything with him as he stood over in the corner and just laid down fire for his team, but it didn't quite work out.
However, just flanked him and caught him by surprise, and not able to cope with that one. We're going again for the same positional strat here, going in through the flank on the right. Underused though is anticipating that, taking a few shots at that shield. Very close to 2 high impact tank ults for Weeb Nonsense with the Roadhog ult and soon to be Narisa ult. Here comes the push in. Now to use is taken out. Box takes out Rick. This could be interesting.
And Underused and you going back up.
Underused gets red. But the tanks are trading kills down. Mercy struggling to find someone. Everyone from Marshawn Moon is ulting at once. Saw a Deadeye and Valkyrie, as well as self-destructing the Hanzo ult. And they clean up the point really well. Just Arisa struggling to, just trying to get back and not able to.
I definitely think the idea to go up and around was a good idea the first time. That's it. Tactics like that are usually great to catch the other team off guard the first time, but 2 times in a row something like that can be kind of risky business.
It nearly worked the first time as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not something they were able to capitalize on. Now they're going the other way, going around to the left. Zenyatta is stranded between the other side of the team. Fox gets two excellent picks here. This might be what they need. Comes to grab Zarya. I'm not sure if it landed or was eaten.
I don't see it, so I'm assuming it got eaten.
And a very big hammer from Toaster Oven is struggling to...
Oh, they got a deep on their backline that they're ignoring, though. As Navi goes down, Toaster Oven goes down.
And barring a miracle here, it doesn't seem they're able to get it. Red Boner gets pushed off just before he can try and contest. And with that, this map will go to Marshawn Moon.
Play of the game.
This is definitely an example of a pirate ship at maximum effectiveness.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, they...
Underused, getting to play the game as Bastion is textbook pirate ship.
Running post-mission diagnostics.
So that will be our first map, and we will move on to our Hanamura. Let's see, back to lobby. So what do you think that Weeb Nonsense needs to do differently going into Hanamura?
I think they need to have a higher damage output.
Yeah.
I think it was definitely something that they were struggling with last round, especially on the attack. With 4 tanks, they had a lot of sustainability, but they weren't able to get the damage in that they needed.
For sure.
Some of those tanks are capable of putting out a lot of damage in the right situations. I just don't feel those are the right situation. So hopefully they can rectify that for this next map. We have a sub here for Marshawn Moon. Mean Fat Couch is sitting out, and taking his place is Rip Wade Boggs. Pleasant reminder though that Wade Boggs is still very much alive.
Looks like we're calling for a break real quick. Let me check with the other captain real quick.
So, seems they're trying to get a sub in for Weeb Nonsense, and we'll wait just a moment for them.
Dog Trotter to spec. Them on spec.
So our next map is Hanamura, a 2 control point map. What kind of things do you think we can expect from these teams on this map?
I'm actually going to say I expect to triple tank again. If not from probably from both teams. Wait a second.
All right, Bog Trotter is sitting out for Weeb Nonsense, and taking his place is Asian Music Man. So a sub for both teams, and both teams taking a very brief potty break. So hopefully, we'll be getting going in just a minute.
Sorry. Whenever I'm typing and stuff, it's hard for me to talk. I'm just like, I know I probably started something and then just kind of trailed off as I was like, okay, I need to type this and do this. So I apologize for that.
It's quite all right. It's the old Michael Scott. Sometimes I start a sentence and don't know where it's going, and it happens to us all.
Story of my life. Okay. No, I think it's going to be interesting. I think the strength of Weeb Nonsense was, whenever they did try to go on that right side in Hanamura twice, but they adapted, and they came around the left side, and it definitely helped. I think that they just, like you said, if they had a little bit more damage to really get some of those picks, that I think that it could both of those strategies could have worked better for them. So I think if they can keep up their strong adaptability, but maybe throw a little bit more firepower to the mix, I think they have a good chance on Hanamura.
I'd agree. One of the biggest problems with running a quadruple tank like that is that you have no DPS heroes. And when you have no DPS heroes, all your damage takes a really long time to accumulate. So it's all about the burst damage, really. So you can kill these squishier heroes.
Especially getting those healers out right from the start and making sure that they go down, because a lot of times, even if you can't, even if your push doesn't necessarily succeed, if you take those healers out, sometimes you can, since they don't have any sustain at that point, you can get some staggering on the other team and come in and have a stronger second push, or depending on the situation.
Hopefully a problem that Weeb Nonsense can overcome in this map. What kind of things do you think we can expect from Marshawn Moon here?
That's I'm trying to think back on the other games I've seen them play, and I always remember them on attack because they usually have some interesting strategies on attack. It's hard for me to think of what they usually do on defense. I'm expecting we're going to see, especially on defense, we're going to see like Soldier, maybe Narissa. I lost my train of thought there. Probably some bulky, some pretty bulky people up front. Maybe they'll probably do double tank. Probably maybe a Diva, maybe a Hog, or a Rissa, and then they'll throw some people on the back line. Just throw some meat up in front of the people to shoot at, and then snipe them off from the back line. Widowmaker, maybe even a Torb. I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. They have their strategies and they know what works.
Alright, so do we have an ETA on when we're getting started?
I'm going to give them one more minute. I said 3 minutes at 10:30 for my time. So we'll give them, when it gets 10:37, we'll go ahead and start and get ready for the captains.
For those of you just tuning in, this is our Tuesday night game of Weeb Nonsense versus Marshawn Moon. Marshawn Moon has taken the first map. We are starting a second one very shortly.
Keep up. I'm going to apologize now that I'm pretty sure there's some background noise going on in the stream. It's an issue with my computer, but a lot of the other people that usually run the stream are not available tonight, so unfortunately you're stuck with my background noise tonight.
Oh, it's quite alright. It's not something that they can control, so they'll have to live with it.
Could be worse. At least my dog is sitting quietly behind me. He's not making noises. Was that good?
Always a good thing. Alright, we're just waiting on a ready from both teams, and then we'll be on our way.
Asian Music Man said he's ready, so let me double check. Okay. Starting it up.
Right. And here we go. Hanamura. how this round would go. Starting off on the attack.
Weeb Nonsense picking up that May with all of her new buffs that they gave her today, so I'm interested to see how that goes.
Absolutely. And Asian Music Man going with Diva. Even though today Diva got a slight nerf. Her micro rockets having the damage reduced.
Yeah, there was a lot that went on.
And her boop damage was reduced significantly, going from 25 to 10.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes that came out today. This season, Zenyatta, he didn't get necessarily a damage. He didn't get a raw damage nerf, but he got a damage per second nerf with his volley.
Marshawn Moon again on the attack first, coming out with a fairly similar comp to last time, with the Zarya, Mercy, Soldier, Zenyatta, Hanzo, and a Reinhardt shield tank. Fox looking to get lots of high impact kills here, just as he did last time. On defense, Weeb Nonsense is running Winston, Soldier, Diva, Mei, Moira, and Lucio.
Kind of an interesting comment coming from Weeb Nonsense. I guess I've always thought of Winston as a little bit more of a attack tank as opposed to defending with him, but we'll see what they can do with it.
Definitely a team that is capable of a lot of sustain. Both DPS have self-heal capabilities.
Asian Music Man going down right from the start.
Foxes climb through the window, trying to do as much damage. Navi chases them back, but Marshawn Moon is pushing in hard. Twig's getting 2 picks here. And Rip Wade Boggs getting 2 more. And this looks like the point for Marshawn Moon. Very fast.
Fox is looking like he's going to go ahead and move up and try to get some, damage in on Weeb Nonsense. Kind of get him prepped for them to go ahead and take that second point, looks like.
Fox is trying to take some pot shots up the staircase to see if anyone's watching there. Looks like he spotted some tanks, and everyone is on top of the balcony, waiting for the push to come in. Fox just kind of looking to get some kicks from behind. Getting dived on by Winston. Correct move by S-Knock, but he gets taken out by Zarya.
Here comes Attack Visor out from Ripwade Boggs. Marshawn Moon pushing up to the point.
Trying to collapse on the point. Taking my drone to switch to Junkrat this time. Asian Music Man takes out Fleetwood as Mercy. A very much needed pick here.
I think this push was going to be over for the time being. A good first effort though. I mean, they all came in together and they started to move on to the point, but just didn't quite have it this time.
Marshawn Moon was definitely able to build some good ults out of that. Zarya being very close, Zenyatta being very close, and Reinhardt having his hammer. Mercy has Valkyrie now.
Oh,
They're very well equipped.
They're already mostly back, surprisingly.
Graviton Surge, probably one of the more useful picks, useful ultimates here. And here comes the tire from banging my drums. He seems to be struggling to find a target. He has to go pretty far out. And Ripway Boggs just shoots that thing off the floor. Excellent job scattering by Marshawn Moon. And here they are trying to come up the right side. Ripway Boggs trying to spread the team away from the door, and underused shoots a grab and it gets eaten.
It was not a good day for grabs, it seems like. Have a Valkyrie coming out as well as a Transcendent.
And hammer. Every ult coming in here. Oh, Asian Music Man and with a triple self-destruct, but it might not be enough.
Team kill on Weeb Nonsense, and that will be it.
Hanzo getting a last-second scatter arrow that takes out the Junkrat, who was the only one that probably would have been able to test. And a very good push from Marshawn.
Now we're going to flip the roles around.
Let's see what kind of things the Weeb Nonsense can do on the counter-attack.
Looks like they're going to go ahead and pick up a fairly similar comp already. Winston, Diva, and Moira. Let's see. We're going to pull out a Brigitte now.
Interesting. Let's see how this one goes. Marshawn Moon going pretty similar comp as well, trading Zarya for a Roadhog, but changing nothing else. Well, changing the Reinhardt for Diva. Everything else made the same. Weeb Nonsense going with the 2-2-2 comp. Hopefully this will address the damage problems they were having. So they have two heroes here that are very good at tank and shield busting. Hopefully this will be what they need to get through the choke and take out the tanks and all the squishy heroes.
Ripway Bog sending up on the rocket jump location. Looks like they're going to try to spread out between him up here and Hanzo back on the kind of back left from the defender's point of view.
Fox hanging out on this balcony above the point. Roadhog hanging out next to the main choke.
It's not a bad strategy. Have the kind of the fat bodies right there in the front, blocking people off and having all the damage coming from a safe distance away.
Especially Roadhog, who has quite a bit of sustain.
Oh yeah, and then Weeb Nonsense really doesn't have any long-range characters to deal with the 76 and the Hanzo up top, so that's going to definitely be a disadvantage for them going into this. Breadburner going down.
I think my drug struggling to get picks through the window here. They all managed to funnel themselves into the right. Ripway Fox takes out Asnafi, and Banging by Drums goes down as well.
Breadburner switch.
Fox gets a third pick, switching to playing a soldier here, doing very high amounts of damage.
Breadburner switched off of the Brigitte into Lucio, which I think is a good choice with this. With the DPS being so spread out, she doesn't have a lot of bodies in one spot for her to hit people off for the heal. So I think it'll be a good
pick up, taking my guns. Moira ulting here, recommending Coalescence. Not really able to get much out of it.
Moira struggling to stay alive.
Underused takes out the baby Diva, and this push is finished as well. Booster pulling up the self-destruct and takes out Toaster Oven. Not able to save himself with the ice wall. Weeb Nonsense struggling to get themselves together here outside the choke. They only have one ult.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to push into this. There's a lot of ults to try to push through. I think we're going to see them trying to bait that out and, getting some ults flowing out from the Marshawn Moon sides, so they have a little bit safer time trying to get to the objective.
Marshawn Moon's tanks do an excellent job of doing chip damage up here at the choke. Zarathustra gets caught out.
Ooh.
Oh, and a very powerful ult from Fox takes out 3. And here to clean up is Ripway Fox taking out the Diva mech and the Diva with it.
Fleetwood picking up underused anew, and this is going to be reset.
Only a minute and change left for Weeb Nonsense.
Like Weeb Nonsense is kind of rethinking themselves, figuring out what they need to do.
Underused, just taking right-click shots at that shield, trying to break it as soon as possible. It's gone down. Here comes banging my drums and cannot stay alive. Neither can Usnavi, but Red takes out Fox, and they managed to get to the point for the first time. Doesn't seem like it's enough. There's a lot of support coming in. Here's a Mayo.
Well, Mercy just barely escaping with her life right there and able to keep doing her teammate.
Using the Valkyrie to keep everyone alive from the Mayo. Excellent play there from Mercy. Asian Music Man left trying to stall alone. The support gets taken down before they can get there. And it looks like there's no one here to save Lucio. Trying to get on point. It's Discord. Everyone's shooting at him at once. Cannot hold on. And that looks like it for Hanamura. Sean Moon coming out on top again.
Play of the game.
It's gonna be that dragon right there, that triple dragon.
Outstanding ultimate there. Just when Weeb Nuts and stuff, they had 2 good picks. Fox himself had 3 to say, not this time.
So the game tonight will go to Marshawn Moon, but we still do have one more map that we will play, which will be Lijiang Tower.
John Tower. Let's see if anyone is making substitutions.
Seem like it. Okay.
Waiting on a confirmation from both captains, and we will be ready to
Log
go.
for US Uzna or for Uznavi, sorry. I always want to pronounce it wrong. It is Uznavi. Log Trevor in. Okay.
Alright, now we're waiting on the ready signal, and we get one both. Here we go.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Be interesting to see what happens on this map, since neither team starts out necessarily on offense or defense.
Yeah, I think control points are good neutral things to really see what teams have. You know, neither team really has the home field advantage since no one's on defense necessarily. And let's see what happens. Underused the new picking up the Roadhog again. I think it's done him pretty well this match, and can understand why he would want to stick with it.
Team colors have swapped for the round. Viewers, just in case.
Yeah,
Notice.
that always frustrates me. It makes it hard for me. I feel like it's always
It was
after
only
2
on
maps.
the 3rd map. It's strange. But
Okay.
23 seconds until we start here. Fox, of course, playing as Hanzo, and he's been doing really well with that tonight.
Fleetwood picking up the Brigitte, which I think she is definitely a little bit more suited towards these control maps where, you know, it's a lot more of everyone's kind of in the thick of it more than anything.
3, 2, 1. Round 1.
Very speedy coming in.
See, Marshawn Moon bring out the Roadhog, Brigitte, Tracer, Moira, Hanzo, and Diva, and Weeb Nonsense with the Reinhardt, Zarya, Diva, Moira, Lucio, and a Tracer. So they're going for the triple tank, which we saw earlier.
On tap the point already. Fox gets a pick on Tracer. And the Diva mech goes down for Asian Music Man. And Asian Music Man falls into the pit of despair. And good picks coming in for Marshawn Moon. They are able to capture the point. Doing their best to scatter the other team and doing a pretty good job with it. Rick goes down. That's big. Well, Redburn.
My ultimate is charging.
Definitely some picks in it. Provide them a lot more time to hold on to the point. Weeb Nonsense trying to regroup here. No changes yet. Rick will have his ult soon, so will Redburner.
They're thinking of a triple tank, which I think that, you know, I think they might want to consider switching one of those tanks off into something a little bit more damage heavy. You know, as we talked about earlier, they're suffering a little bit from not as much damage output, and I think that Marshawn Moon is putting out enough damage that having the triple tank doesn't necessarily do the damage on this now.
Reeves screws out his ult, so does Redburner. Redburner takes out Fox. Another use takes out Redburner. Here comes the grab. Moira just ulting right into it.
Oh, lots of ults. Diva Bomb not getting hit. Kind of just an all-out brawl right here on the point right now. Hammer down coming up from Bog Trotter. He will not be taking anyone off of that.
Fox getting 2 fast picks here. Because they're coming in and cleaning up this point here. They have shut this push down. It's going to be a real struggle to contest this one. Only 7 seconds left. I do not think you'll be able to do this. Fox gets the last second pick there.
Kill the Mahal.
Excellent staggering coming in for
Oh, for sure, you know.
Marshawn Moon. Definitely able to.
They're definitely a relentless team.
Let's see if they can readjust for this round. Definitely, damage was definitely a problem for Weeb Nonsense. Their only DPS hero was Tracer.
5,
Not particularly known for being a high damage output one.
1.
They did switch off a little bit. They switched to a 2-2-2 comp with their DPS being Widow and Doomfist. Definitely interesting change up and see how that's going to go for them.
And they are on top of the corner. Asian Man getting a pick. This could be the spark they need to get going. Bogtrotter's kind of trapped out there. Roadhog gets taken out. Counter picks coming in from Marshawn Moon. And not enough sustain coming in for these really squishy heroes. Fleetwood getting lots of last hits here. Though Rick does manage to boot off Zarathustra. So at least he gets a good ult charge off of that one. But Marshawn Moon will take this point.
Redburner getting picked off before his team can really get back up there.
Once again, the stagger coming in. Only now respawning. So yes, they struggle to move up his team. Very big pulse bomb coming in. Riftway Frogs takes up 2 and cleans up with the 3rd. That's another push shut down.
Under the new really pushing pretty far forward. Not sure what his end game is here. Maybe just to disrupt the other team, keep him off the point.
He's getting chased, but he has help. His shield goes down to the Hoggle. Fox takes out both heroes that were up there. Fox winning the sniper. Self-destruct. Not get anything other than it in there.
Moira ult.
Comes an ultimate, and the double dragon's coming out from Fox. Killing things directly, but there's one.
Dang it, my drone's being D-Mech.
Bitcoin Vlog's doing really good work as a racer, doing a great job disrupting everything and doing just enough damage.
This is
And
that. Okay, sorry.
Team Nonsense struggling to regroup. They're scattered pretty hard. They only have 5 seconds to get on point. They don't think they can do it. Last second ult coming in. Zarathustra pushes them all the way. And this map will go to Marshawn Moon. A clean sweep of all 3 maps. That's at least the 5th one in a row.
Yeah, they're definitely. Marshawn Moon is definitely a team to watch out for this season. Just like vlogs picking up the part of the game.
Very well.
To see justice done.
So with this, that means Marshawn Moon will move to 2-1 on this Clifton. And Weeb Nonsense will move to 0-3. They are tied with Osh's 11.
Do we want someone from the winning team or the losing team for?
Can we get both?
Yeah, we can. Let's see. Who do you want from Marshawn Moon?
Let's see if we can get Fox.
Okay. I gotta send him. Maybe. Add friend. And Asian Music Man. I had to add them both as friends before I can whisper them. I guess I could do max chat. Now, Fox may or may not be in this Discord because he is new to the league.
Alright. Well, last time we had set up a private call on Discord. We can't figure that out. We can't figure this out. We can always do that.
True. Oh wait, were we doing Toaster or Asian Music Man?
It's your choice. I wanted Toaster. You wanted Asian. It's your choice.
Oops. Well, we'll see who we can get. Let's see. Wait a second. I'll just have him send me his Discord username and we'll see what we can do from there.
Hopefully something we can get done in just a moment. Then we will have our interviewees coming in. We will answer. We will ask them all sorts of questions, and they will have all sorts of answers for all 11 people watching. Big shout out to our make that 13 now. Staying up this late hour, watching the best esports league there is.
numbers from Fox M real quick. Maybe not. There it goes. 8-4. Okay, there he is. Let's get him an invite. Oh. How's it going, Fox?
He has his mic. So
Oh.
I think he needs some privileges to actually beacon his channel.
I fix it.
There we go. Hello,
Now-
Fox. Hello?
Okay, here, let's do.
Once again, more technical difficulty. Wouldn't be PMAOWL Overwatch League without technical difficulty.
Hello.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I didn't have my push to talk. I normally have on voice.
that's all right.
Okay.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing fine. Doing fine.
How you feel about the game tonight?
Well, I mean, this is my first actual game in the PMAOWL League. I got picked up, like, I guess Saturday maybe, or Sunday. I played in a scrim as a sub, and they liked how I played, so they said keep going.
Hey, whatever works. Any thoughts on the game tonight? Things that you think your team did really well?
Yeah, I think the team did pretty well. I think our communication, especially on the first map, was really good. We were playing really hard on King's Row, doing a lot of good strategy stuff happening there. I think as we got further on, we started to get a little bit more mixed up, and we got into more dueling situations, which isn't necessarily what you want. It swung in our favor still, but not exactly great.
Definitely. Welcome, Toaster Oven.
Well, hello.
How you feeling?
You know, it's not great to lose, but I think we still played well.
Well, did you guys have fun? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's always
That's what
fun.
really matters, kids.
I was say. I know it's a little cliche to say having fun is all that matters, but I've been there. You know, my first season in Overwatch League, my team won 0 games. We took 1 map off another team the whole season. So I've been, you guys, you guys did. I think you guys definitely played. I think both teams played really well tonight and saw a lot going on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Toaster Oven, can you tell us a little bit about what your guys' thoughts going in tonight were? Do you have anything special you guys were trying to do?
So, going to tonight, like, we had a lot of ideas, but we never had time to practice it. That was our first big problem. We were never on together, or when we do, it's just like a very small group. So all our ideas, for Hanamura too, especially, it's like we couldn't do it because we just didn't have the practice on them.
Oh,
Honestly, I thought you guys' best play though was on the on King's Row when you went with a quad tank.
Yeah.
That was a great play. Honestly, we were super thrown off on that.
we were
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, God, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I'll say we were definitely talking about here in chat how you guys definitely seem to have a lot of interesting things that it kind of seemed to catch Marshawn Moon off guard a lot. I think that's definitely going to be to your advantage going on later in the season once you guys have had a little bit more practice, because definitely the skill is there. Once you guys have had some practice, though, I think you guys are going to have some scary plays to go up against.
Yeah.
Stack Monster, you have any questions?
Well, yes, I have a question for both of you. I noticed a few times there were some really big team fights on top of the point that honestly could have swung either way, but they usually swung in favor of Marshawn Moon. So I want to ask both of you, what kind of things contributed just to that slow shift of balance, and what can you do to prevent something like that from happening next?
I guess for Marsh, I mean, I felt like the reason that we were able to do that was honestly our healers were doing a really great job sustaining in a lot of important moments. There's a lot of great either rezzing or full on just straight pocketing for some important members that let some key picks come through. The tanks are fighting very efficiently, and there's a lot of stuff happening right there. But there's no swing in space until someone gets a pick or there's damage that's outputted like that. And I think the healers were being really effective at jumping back and forth between the tanks and coming back into the DPS area and helping us in the back.
Cool. Toaster Oven, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think like this was our first week where we had 2 main healers too, so we were able to have Rick on Moira this week, and he did a really good job just holding that while Breadburner he used his Lucio to help it out. It just and then with the fact that we had Bogtrotter, who's our new tank, he really helped, especially on King's Row, I feel.
Now,
Definitely. It seems
was
like
bread running something besides healer though?
Yeah, on
he was playing-
Lingzhong Tower, he was just all over DPS.
Okay, I saw his name pop up a couple different times. I just didn't know like